Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, one corruption remanded for bus driver's murder. Murder accused 29-year-old Jamar One Corruption Drummond was remanded when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Wednesday. Drummond is charged with the December 28, 2024 murder of bus driver Nicholas Leash of Eltham Park, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. When Drummond appeared before Parish Judge Janita Smichael, the court was told that the case file was incomplete. He was then ordered remanded until May 27, when the matter will again be mentioned. It is alleged that about 10:50 a.m. on the day of the incident, Leash was inside a Toyota Coaster bus when Drummond allegedly embarked and used a knife to stab Leash before fleeing. Leash was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. An investigation was launched, which resulted in Drummond's arrest and the charge with murder and a conspiracy to commit murder. Property manager in St. Andrew cocaine bust granted bail. A property manager who was charged in connection with a US $500,000 drug bust in St. Andrew earlier this year has been granted bail. Alan Patrick Constable, 63, was offered bail in the sum of $2 million when he appeared before the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday. The bail offer was made after presiding judge Sanche Borrell perused an antecedent report she requested to satisfy herself that he has no similar cases pending and was not a drug kingpin. The antecedent report and the constable's attorneys, Odane Marston and Rodane Richardson, confirmed that his only conviction was in the United States, where he pleaded guilty to drug-related charges. He was ordered to surrender his travel documents to the police and report to the police every day as part of his bail conditions. A stop order has been placed on him at the port. Constable is facing charges of possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, trafficking in cocaine, and a conspiracy to traffic cocaine, as well as a possession of criminal property. He is also charged with a possession of, dealing in, trafficking, and a conspiracy to traffic marijuana. The police report that a team intercepted a Toyota bus at the entrance to the Charlton Court apartment complex in St. Andrew on January 8 this year. A search of the vehicle and an apartment inside the complex revealed 122 parcels of cocaine weighing approximately 272 pounds with a street value of nearly US $500,000. Prosecutors alleged too that during a secondary operation later that day, a barrel containing 45 pounds of ganja was found at another property he either owned or controlled. His attorneys insisted during Thursday's court appearance that the constable denies the allegations entirely. He is scheduled to stand the trial on September 15. Third woman dies following Mandeville shooting involving licensed firearm holder. A third victim has died 2 months after she was shot, allegedly by a licensed firearm holder at a candlelight vigil on Levy Lane near Nashville in Mandeville. Police confirmed that Melody Baker, 53, a resident of Midday district in Manchester, succumbed at hospital about 10 p.m. Wednesday. Two other women, 42-year-old Stacey Ann Mulgrave of Barnstable district, Manchester, and 46-year-old Anne-Marie Hanson of Caledonia Road, Mandeville, were killed in the February 23 incident. Patrick Thompson, the licensed firearm holder, who is accused of killing the women and injuring 2 others, remains in police custody after a bail application by his attorneys, Peter Champagny and Samoy Campbell, was refused on April 14. Presiding Judge Monique Harrison remanded Thompson to return to court on July 2. She cited the points made by the defense and the prosecution on April 2 in arriving at her decision. After Harrison refused the bail, Champagny quickly informed the court of his intention to appeal the decision in the Supreme Court. On April 2, Champagny had told the court that the defense maintains its position that Thompson was attacked and provided a medical document and the photographs showing chest injuries to his client following the incident. Champagny had also told the court that of 13 videos, the main clip which was expected to show how the incident unfolded, was not viewable. Thompson, otherwise called Big T or Tomo, an engineer of Levy Lane in Manchester, was previously charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of wounding with intent, 2 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, 2 counts of assault at common law, 2 counts of possession of firearm and ammunition with intent to commit injury using a firearm to commit a felony following the incident on Levy Lane on Sunday, February 23. A police report said about midnight, Thompson was at a candlelight vigil when he and a man got into an argument over a motor vehicle accident. The argument escalated, causing a crowd. It is alleged that Thompson, who is a licensed firearms holder, opened gunfire at the crowd, hitting multiple persons before leaving the area. The injured persons were assisted to the hospital, where Mulgrave and Hansen were pronounced dead and the others admitted for treatment. PNP condemns excessive force used on 15-year-old boy by police. The opposition People's National Party is expressing concern by what it describes as aggression and excessive force used against a 15-year-old male student by Glengough Police in St. Catherine. In a release on Thursday, the PNP said it unequivocally condemns the disturbing and deeply troubling incident, which was captured in a widely circulated video footage. According to reports, the boy was walking home from school with other students when he was accosted by the police and searched. The boy then allegedly used indecent language against the cops and was ordered inside the police service vehicle. However, he reportedly did not comply and was subsequently beaten by the cops. According to the PNP, on the face of it, the incident reflects a gross abuse of authority and an unacceptable use of force against a child. No society that values the rule of law and the dignity of its citizen can tolerate such behavior, particularly from those sworn to serve and protect, the release stated. The PNP called on the Independent Commission of Investigations to launch a full and transparent investigation into the matter and for all officers involved to be held fully accountable under the law. Immediate action must be taken by the leadership of the Jamaica Constabulary Force to ensure that incidents of this nature are not tolerated, the party stated. Opposition spokesperson on justice, Senator Donna Scott Motley, stated that this is a reminder that further work is needed to reform the culture and operations of our security forces. We must prioritize training in human rights, de-escalation techniques, and the sensitivity with vulnerable members of the community, especially minors, said Senator Scott Motley. The opposition said it stands firmly with the boy and his family and joins the Jamaican people in demanding accountability and reform. Our children must be protected, not brutalized by those in positions of power, the party said. Finance Ministry blasts GTA's April payment claim for increment as incredulous. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service has described as incredulous a claim by the Jamaica Teachers Association that increment payments were scheduled for April, saying that no such timeline was agreed. The response came Thursday after a memo dated April 23 from JTA Secretary General Dr. Mark Nicely told the members that the ministry had indicated payments would be made during the first quarter, April to June, of the 2025-2026 financial year. Given that commitment, the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service finds it incredulous that the leadership of the Jamaica Teachers Association should at the same time indicate to its membership an April timeline for payment that was not agreed, especially given the need for costings to be determined to inform payments, the ministry said in a statement. It added the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service reiterates its commitment to the payment of increments negotiated through the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions. Nicely's memo referenced the ministry's commitment to a first quarter payment, but said the union has been unwavering in its advocacy for the increments to be disbursed in April. We made a strong representation on your behalf and engaged directly with the key stakeholders at the ministry to push for an early disbursement, nicely said. Despite our proactive efforts, the payment has not yet been made. We acknowledge the disappointment this may bring, and we want to assure you that our advocacy continues with urgency and determination. Earlier this month, JTA President Dr. Mark Smith declared that the deal for the payment of the increments was a massive win. There was an agreement reached that the increment would be paid effective the end of April, so there will be 3 increments for the 3 years dating back to 2022, he said. He added, "We made it absolutely clear that that was non-negotiable, and in the spirit of fairness and transparency, the ministry acquiesced to our request, along with that of the Joint Confederation of Trade Unions," he added. In February, the JTA threatened a strike action to protest the slow pace of salary negotiations and the non-payment of graduate and retroactive travel allowance. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.